guys, welcome back to the Cake Radio Show. I'm the CakeDive, and I hope y'all are doing well because today we're gonna be talking about Frank Ocean because of the fact that you know people are talking about Frank Ocean again. People are talking about Frank Ocean again because Tyler the Creator released Chromacopia, his latest album. I believe he's counting it as his eighth album. And the dolls are liking the album. I don't pay attention to charts too much, but the dolls are saying that the bros, not the dolls, but the bros are saying that it's about to hit number one on the Billboard charts. Like it seemed like the sales are giving that. But what led to this conversation about Frank Ocean is everybody, not everybody, but there was a lot of delusional people online who were thinking that the Frank Ocean was going to be featured on Chromacopia, and it was largely because of like the green aesthetic that was being used. There was Tyler's white Ferrari that was being driven throughout some of the music videos and teasers for the album. Some people were hearing vocals from like Saint Chroma, and people were thinking that was like Daniel Caesar and Frank Ocean, or some people were thinking it was just Frank Ocean. Turns out it was just Daniel Caesar. And for some reason, like a lot of people were really like hypothesizing that we were gonna get Frank Ocean back with Tyler the Creator with Chromacopia. And Chromacopia came out, and those who thought Frank Ocean was gonna be on there low-key wanted to do something crazy because he sure enough was not on there. The album has Daniel Caesar, Teaser Touchdown, Glorilla, Sexy Red, Lil Wayne. Daniel Caesar, I think, is on it again. You also had like Lola Young, Childish Gambino, I believe, was also on it. Doechii was on it as well. And, no Frank Ocean. And the people were cutting up and like being really upset about it, and I want to have a conversation that I feel like we need to have about Frank Ocean. And this is coming from someone who isn't really like a major Frank Ocean fan, but has like, listens to his music and respects the music, and as who also follows and knows people directly who are Frank Ocean fans and puts their ear up in his nosy and can hear what y'all saying about Frank Ocean and the stuff that's gone down. I think we need to come to a consensus that we just not gonna get no more Frank Ocean music. Like I think that it's a wrap. It's a wrap, y'all. It's a wrap. I don't think that his heart is in it anymore. I don't think he wants to do it anymore. And I think that we just have to accept it. Like I feel like it's really interesting how when it comes to like women, and this is crazy because like right before recording this, I just recorded my episode on like Azalea Banks talking about how her heart is not in this music anymore. Um, she's like somewhat out there and what compared to what I'm about to say, but it's really interesting that like for a lot of women, I would say for like bigger female artists, because Azalea Banks is not a big female artist, she just had some hits and she's just really strange and weird and has really fallen off. But for when it comes to like female artists, like bigger female artists, like your Rihanna's and like your Beyonce's of the world, when they don't drop, even like artists who like just start popping off, like Glorilla, someone who's now cemented herself as like one of the big names in rap music right now, which again, props to Glorilla. Like I'm really proud of her, and I'm really loving her music. And I'm really glad that she was on Chromacopia because the way she slid all sticky, like But I'm getting distracted, y'all. See, I'm gonna do a Chromacopia review because I have thoughts for sure. But like, listen, let me get back to what I was about to talk about. A lot of women in like the music space aren't given a lot of room to like they're always given the question of like, oh, like are they done making music? And it's done a lot quicker compared to other artists. Like when Gorilla was doing interviews in which she was talking about like once she like blew up with like FNF and like Let's Go, like FNF Let's Go, and like some of the other tracks, like when there was moments in which she wanted to take a break or there was a big noticeable gap between releasing songs, a lot of people were questioning like, oh, like she's a one-hit wonder, like, oh, like is she done making music, like, oh, she's just a fad, stuff like that, was she just an artist that just popped up and fizzled out type thing. And with like Rihanna, you have artists like, you have people being like, oh, like we're never getting that R9, we're never getting that new album, that type of stuff. And even then, I also kind of question if we're getting new music, but I don't know if we're getting R9. But there's and like Beyonce, there's people being like, oh, like we need the visuals, like where's the visuals, where's the next album, like stuff like that. Even though we've gotten Cowboy Carter, even though we've gotten Renaissance, we've gotten these things. And when it comes to like male artists, I feel like they're not given the same like aggressiveness when it comes to um demanding new music. And that's like, I feel like Frank Ocean has some exceptions. Like, I feel like there is like the Frank Ocean fans and like the people who are like Frank Ocean fan adjacents who really want new Frank Ocean music. But I feel like people haven't pressed Frank Ocean for new music in the ways that they've pressured like other artists. And you know what? I know I was about to pull Azalea Banks. Like, again, I'm going to put Azalea Banks to the side because I feel like she's a completely different conversation. But like, I feel like even like, not, like it's dawning on me, like it's coming together as I'm recording this because I don't do this scripted. Like, I feel like this is just like not even just like an established artist thing. Like, this is just like a new, like any female artist has to go through this because like I remember with Normani, and let's not forget I did multiple episodes on Normani. People were really aggressive in asking her like, oh, like, so when's the debut album coming out? Like, when's the album coming out? Where's the damn album? And for the longest time she was giving you the PR answers like, oh, like, it's coming out this year, it's coming out this year, it's coming out, I'm still working on it, y'all, like, don't worry, it's coming. And then we had the rollout, and like she dropped the album, and a lot of people liked the album, but some people were just like, oh, like people weren't happy with it. Some people weren't happy with it. They're like, oh, like, where's the rollout? Where's this? Where's that? Where's that? Like, just like a lot of expectations that people had, that, and not enough grace. That's the thing. There's not enough grace being extended to women when it comes to like new music, and like delays when it comes to like music rolling out and all these type of things. But when it comes to like Frank Ocean, I feel, and this might be different for like the fans, and I definitely would love to hear from Frank Ocean fans and stands like what your thoughts on this are, because this is probably going to be a topic in which like y'all probably know a little bit more than I do, because like y'all are in it, like y'all are the fans, y'all go with each other about it. I'm just a casual listener, so like y'all probably might know a little bit more about how y'all feel. Y'all will know a lot more about how y'all feel about it compared to how I feel about it. But I feel as if like there's the fans who feel like, oh, like we want more music, we want more Frank Ocean music, where's this new music at? But people haven't pushed him to like release more music, or like questioned him to release more music. Like, I have not seen too many like interview, like, and I think that might just be because he's like private and has like kind of disappeared off the face of the earth. Like, we don't hear from Frank Ocean too much. We only really hear about him from like fans being like, oh, like we need new music, or like people being like, oh, like, is he gonna perform again and stuff. And like him, when he like pushes out like new merch drops and stuff like that, we don't really hear from him because he's very much like I feel like he's more private now than Beyonce has been lately. Like, he's kind of like very secretive and private, and we don't really see him out too much, except in like controlled settings and environments. The last time that I feel like people have like seen him was when he did, what was that, the Coachella performance, and people were not loving how that was botched, and people like breaking down and giving like reasons as to like why he fumbled so badly and why he had to cancel, and like why all these weird things happened and stuff like that. And a lot of people were tripping it to his brother passing, and that's definitely something that's fair, something that's unfortunate. But again, like, also it could have been a thing of like him not performing at all if it was really going to be like that, those type of things. I'm not going to revive the conversation for Coachella because I feel like people have already done their deep dives on it, I feel like I'll be doing a disservice like revitalizing that conversation when people have already talked about it when that happened. But I, with that one, like you could tell that like it was very messy, you know, it was not as well done as it could have been, and it just seemed like his heart wasn't in it. And I think that the same thing goes with like music. Like I think there was just an earlier time in which like when he was dropping music actively, it seemed like he was really passionate about it. And I think that once he really blew up and really became famous, I think it's a fair assumption that maybe he just did not enjoy the fame. Well, not did not enjoy the fame. I think he was um a little bit disturbed by the fame and like the heights that he had to like take on, and the people were just kind of like I think he just kind of like dipped out. And it'd be one thing if he like came back with music, and I think some people were saying like I know he came back briefly to like social media and stuff like that, but the thing is he doesn't like he hasn't been someone who's like posted music and been like or like teased music being like, oh, I'm still working on stuff like that. He just kind of like does his post every now and then it disappears. um and with like the release of Chromacopia, because I've been on a wild tangent not bringing this back to what led to this episode being made, the release of Chromacopia had people like bring back and like really dig into like Frank Ocean online and stuff like that to see like what's been going on, and trying to like make like connect dots and stuff like that, and people just being like nostalgic and upset that like Frank Ocean hasn't dropped new music. Like there's people in which he like his birthday came up like the day before Chromacopia dropped, and it was either the day of or the day before, and people like posted a tweet. He turned like 37, and people posted an old tweet from him in which he was like, oh, I'm dropping 5 albums before I turn 30. And it's like, damn, that ain't happen. um and there was someone who like allegedly, this is very alleged, like allegedly, like this is rumored tea, but someone, I remember seeing a tweet circulate as well in which people were claiming that like an old like someone found like Frank Ocean's like secret private Reddit account where he allegedly was talking about how like he was tired of being famous and did not want to be famous anymore, and it just seemed like his heart wasn't in it, and him just being frustrated and upset by that. And again, that's alleged. There's nothing that has been corroborated by that, or like anything that has been corroborated by him or by his team that is him. But if that is him, I think it does paint a picture of what I was trying to establish earlier. Possibly he got really, tired of the fame, just kind of disappeared to be private, just kind of doing his own thing when possible. He still is famous, so he can't fully escape it, but he is still kind of doing his own thing and doing things when he really wants to. And I think that with the Coachella performance really being like a job, I think he kind of really had that moment in which it was like, you know what, like I just don't really want to do that anymore and be in this space like that anymore. And I think that that's going to impact the music. I think we're just not going to get any music from him anymore, or at least not in the ways that people are thinking. I could see him doing like one big final like project in which it is a collection of like songs that he's made throughout the years, and it's just like, here you go, like I'm not making music anymore, and people just kind of ride with that. But I don't think we're gonna get no more like music from him. I don't know, like the vibes just kind of give that. And it's not a thing, and again, it's like he's not the other thing is he's not giving us, some people are also like hoping that he just gives us some sort of teases, or that he just kind of surprises us with anything, and we just have not gotten that. People were thinking he was going to hop on Chromacopia for a feature because of the green and because of the white Ferrari, because he is friends with Tyler the Creator, but turns out it doesn't happen. It didn't happen. There was someone who made like a fake tweet saying that like, oh, like Frank Ocean was going to hop on the album, and his feature got cut at the last moment. Like, call art baby, that was CHROMAKOPIA. Like, y'all was really trying to cope a little bit, and it's like it's sad that you got to do that, but like as someone like outside looking in, I kind of had a feeling that Frank Ocean was not gonna hop on feature for like the album. It was not giving that to me. So you have people who try to, like, I guess, forcefully pull out possibilities that he's going to be making music again and stuff like that, and that's just like an unnatural way to try to hypothesize that like someone's making music. Like, usually there's some leaks or something like that, but we just don't get anything. He doesn't come out of or like go out of his way to tease new music or anything like that. He is very quiet on the music front, so I just feel like it would be the smart move for everyone to just be like, oh, he's not releasing music anymore, so that possibly if he does end up releasing music, y'all are really gagged and surprised. I don't know, but that's my thoughts on all that. Again, I just don't think that his heart is in the music anymore. I think that people who are really hoping that we're getting music from him should really just like chill out and possibly like give up because I just don't think that's happening. I don't think that's in the cards, and like it sucks, yes, because like y'all really love Frank Ocean, and Frank Ocean does have some hits, but like I think it is better to like preserve your sleep at night knowing that like you don't have to hope that there's something coming when there probably isn't anything coming. But that's my thoughts on Frank Ocean and this CHROMAKOPIA stuff. I do definitely want to do a review talking about CHROMAKOPIA as an album and my thoughts on that and how people have been reacting to it. And yeah, that has been this episode of the Cake Radio Show. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe on YouTube, where you get episodes before anyone else. And if you're listening to this on your favorite podcast platform, Spotify, Apple Music, literally pretty much anywhere that you listen to podcasts, thank y'all so much for supporting through those streams. Be sure to share these episodes with your friends. Be sure to, give the show a good rating because it helps. And keep boosting the followers and subscribers up because like we have been making a lot of big moves with each episode, and I've really been enjoying that. I'm loving the Bakers for supporting me, and I hope y'all keep this up. Let's have a really strong end to the year and a really strong 2025 because I have a lot of big things coming for y'all. But that's it for me. I'll talk to y'all next time. Bye-bye.